All right, take two. There's the link. See if I can get the Care Bear on here. Continue our conversation. Hello, hello. What's up, troll?
Back again. Let's see how many people fall over.
Hey, troll. Probably not many.
Well, there might be a few.
No, because everybody's on Cajuns and shit. And at this time of night, they don't really go looking to see if there's other streams, unless they get a notification, and then very rarely do they jump. Not this time of night.
Depends on what cage it's talking about.
It's usually the same 5 or 6 things, but I mean, I love him to death. It's just it gets old. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And there's no doubt about that. But there's only you can take that in small doses. Most of the time, I'll go watch his streams and never comment because it's like the minute you comment, it's like, "Come on, hang out with me." And you're like, "Oh no, now I'm gonna be here for an hour and a half."
Yeah, I got nothing against him. Not at all. Not at all. I think he's a great dude. Just I can only do so much. And honestly, I really don't like hanging out on other people's streams too much. It's just not my thing.
Not that I've known.
I mean, I got nothing against it. Like I said, it's not my thing. I'll pop on somebody's stream for a little while if I'm bored or if I'm at work. That's a different story. But
Probably more so when you're at work because it's not really like you can stream from work.
yeah, not yet anyway. I mean, if I get the 1,000 fucking subs, I could. But
you can on your phone. I just didn't think that they would let you do that as far as the privacy stuff.
I mean, if I really wanted to, I can just throw my laptop in the backpack and bring it to work and use it there.
You can use your cell phone too if you go into Chrome and set it as desktop site mode. Go in there and enable that, but your battery will be gone in no time flat.
No, I wouldn't even care. I'd just bring the fucking laptop in, turn it on, and let the stream run the whole fucking shift for all I care.
I just figured that they would have that proprietary shit. You can't do this, you can't do that. There's a lot of companies that are that way.
Well, here's the beauty of that. I only answer to the owner. I'm the big dog. I have access that nobody else does. There's literally not one employee in the company that has access to the internet while I'm there. Not one. So I can do a lot more than others.
Yeah, that gun topic. I've got a Black Hawk Serpa holster for my Glock.
Yep.
And my best friend he's a captain of the local police department. Yep. He's like, you got to get rid of that holster. And I said, why? He said, because nobody likes them because of the release on the holster. You have to use your index finger to release the gun from the holster.
Yep.
And it's easy for people to grab that gun out of the holster. And I was like, I'd like to see somebody grab that gun off my hip.
Yeah, they've got to get close enough to that hip, and if they are, I'm already on guard to that firearm first.
They're going to be eating some bone somewhere before they get that gun.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a nice simple one. It's a standard issue for the police too. Let me grab it. I don't even remember the name of the fucking brand is anymore. I just use it. Oh, it's a Blackhawk. Okay, CQC holster. You know, nothing special.
It's the same one I've got.
Yep, I love this thing.
I have the hip paddle.
I love this thing, man. And it's just quick release and it's gone.
Yep.
And it already puts your hand right in the perfect position.
What they claim, the second reason that they're unsafe is because people will put their finger in the trigger loop.
Yep.
And I said, you don't ever put your damn index finger in the trigger loop unless you're going to pull the trigger.
Exactly. That's discipline. That's weapon discipline.
You know, and anybody that's gone through any firearm training at all knows better than that. You know, just like a bolt action rifle, you never put a live round into the chamber.
Yeah, you don't rack it till you're ready to squeeze. See, that's the problem with today's society. They took the guns out of the schools. They took the common sense education out of school.
But my Serpa setup, and the reason I like that Blackhawk setup is because they've got that cam lock, any position interchange setup.
Yep.
When I went to the gun store, they were like, "What do you mean?" And so I made them pull it up on the website. We didn't even know that was available. And I said, "Don't you guys do research?"
Yeah, don't you look at it? I mean, shit, it's fucking right there.
So I've got
that. It's only one screw. It's not a hard adjustment.
I've got that 360-degree interface for that hip paddle, and then I've also got a shoulder harness. It's got the same attachment, and then you drop the same holster right onto the hip paddle or onto your shoulder rig.
See, the only thing I like about this time of year is the fact that it's cold enough where you want to wear flannel or something so I can officially go concealed again.
Yeah. The nice thing about Kansas is you don't have to have a permit to be concealed.
Oh, no. Ours, it's all one license. If you got your permit, you can conceal or not. They don't care.
In the state of Kansas, as long as you have the gun registered, you don't have to have a license.
Well, that's pretty much the same, one and the same.
So,
yeah,
I wear a Nike hoodie, and when I have it on, you can't tell that I've got that pistol on my side. And when I'm wearing my winter jacket, I can wear my shoulder rig, and you can't tell that I'm wearing a shoulder harness. The nice thing about the shoulder harness is they've got a double stack magazine pouch that has the hard case magazine holders for that Glock.
Yep.
To the opposite side of the shoulder rig.
Yep. So it goes under the other arm. Yep.
So it balances that shoulder rig out, so you don't walk around all lump-sided.
Yep. I've got that for my 1911, and I've got a 3 mag on the opposite side.
Yeah, I've got 4 magazine pouches on my opposite side because it'll do the dual stack on that Blackhawk setup.
Yeah, unfortunately, Connecticut's got a stupid law. You can only have 10 rounds.
4 magazines.
Mm-hmm.
So you can carry 10 rounds in each magazine. They don't limit you on the number of magazines you can carry.
Correct.
You can only have 10 rounds.
Correct. Explain that fucking stupidity. I can drop fucking 10 rounds out of a magazine and reload within 4 seconds. That's nothing.
Yeah. What's really more idiotic is if you're going to hunt with a rifle, in the state of Kansas, you're limited to 10 rounds or 5 rounds, depending on the game that you're hunting with it.
Right.
So they expect you to buy a special magazine that stops at that round count. And I'm like, screw that.
Just use a bolt action and fucking carry as many as you want.
Even a bolt action will carry more rounds than, because you've got the sleeve.
Fucking stupid.
And, like the shotguns, they want you to put a plug in there so you can only carry 2 rounds in the shotgun.
Right.
What's the point? If you're a law-abiding hunter, you just put 2 rounds in your damn tube and you go hunt.
Yeah, and then when I get home, I jam it full and I feel bad for you. Yeah, I never understood the logic of some of these fucking laws. All they're doing is crippling the civilians that are law-abiding.
What's stupid is you can buy a full capacity magazine for an AR for $10. You can get a side window magazine for 30 rounds for $10. To get a 10-round magazine costs you almost $50. What's the point?
Oh, because it takes longer for you to drop a magazine and fire the same amount of fucking rounds? Like the school shooting there with the kids, like, oh, he had high capacity magazines and da 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 da. He had 15 mags on him, you fucking tools.
No, yeah, but now they're after the drums. They want the 100-round drums and the 200-round drums.
Yeah.
Who wants to carry a drum?
Fuck that. It's just so much nose heavy. You're working.
Where you can keep it flat and low profile than to drag around a bunch of damn drums.
Yep.
You can have the drums. I don't have no use for it. You can have the fully auto. I don't have no use for that either. I want to pull one trigger and fire one round at a time. At the very most, a 3-round burst. Even if
it's fucking, it kills me because it's like all these people, you can't, they're fully automatic. Like they completely just have no fucking clue about what they're so against, and they just have no idea.
The other point of it is there's 50 grains of gunpowder in that AR round, whether it's a 5.56 or 223.
And then you go to a 30-aught.
It's 180 grains of fucking gunpowder. I think I'd rather have somebody shooting 50 grains of gunpowder and make sure that round's going to drop within a quarter mile than having something that's going to carry for 3 or 4 miles.
But we're okay with that one because it's wood. The big black scary plastic gun. I shot that gun. It almost took my shoulder off. Really? Really? What, are you made of jelly? Seriously? Really? The fucking recoil is almost nothing.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Now, you get into a 308 or a 50 cal, yeah, there's probably some recoil in those two. But a 5.56 or a 223, there's no recoil.
Or the supposed fucking military general that was going around for a while with the fully semi-automatic killing machines. Please define fully semi-automatic.
Yeah. Winchester Super X3.
Do you understand what a semi-automatic is? You squeeze it, one round comes out. Not automatic bang, 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 bang. No. Squeeze, bang. That's it.
Yep.
And all these fools sit there and hear it automatic and they just think it's a machine gun. Because they just fucking don't know. I've actually had the privilege of taking some of those snowflakes who are all anti-gun and shit, and I've actually taken them to the gun range and said, look, let me educate you, since you've never shot one, you've never been near them, you've never seen what they do, you're taking what you see on the media, and that's it. I was like, let me take you to the range. It's a controlled environment, everything's safe, you can sit there and cry, they're so evil all you want. And then after we're done, after 1/2 an hour, you tell me how evil they are. Oh, look, we've got a troll.
Nice. Hello.
Dickhole. Really? I made you a mod, didn't I?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh well.
I don't get overly jealous on the Smurf powers. There's a lot of people that do, but I don't.
Well, I'm gonna switch it over to view on YouTube just so I can fucking get rid of them.
they choose to come back with a normal screen name, it might not be so bad. But,
yeah, well, that's how I look at it. You may get an echo for a second. Hide. Bye.
Gondola.
Adios, dickhead.
And that's what Twisted R and I were talking about. If I were going to be in an actual shit hits the fan situation, my Remington Fieldmaster would be my preferred rifle to have.
Well, it really depends on where you are. I mean, if you're home, that's a different story.
Actually, I would rather have that over any other rifle because it will shoot any variation of 22 ammunition.
Let's see. I'm not even exaggerating. I literally have an armory.
I do too. Close combat, I just grab a shotgun because there's nothing better than that. Just point in the general direction to pull a trigger.
Yeah. I mean, it really would have to depend on the scenario. If I'm defending the house and somebody's trying to still infiltrate the perimeter, I'd probably go AR. Now, if they're in the house, then it would be Glock on the hip and shotgun all the way. Just because racking that fucking shotgun is such an intimidating factor, it's not even funny.
Yeah. In my house, there's a gun in every room, so it's it doesn't matter. Whatever's handy.
But my initial line of defense would still to this day be, all right, just open the door and let the Rottweilers go. Because two 100+ pound dogs, not really something you want to fuck with.
They'll hurt the dogs, and then they're going to be in a bloody mud puddle.
Yeah, well, even if they'd hurt one and the other'd get them, and then the first one that they hurt would still get up and go after you.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't end well. And either way, then they'd have a shotgun pointed at their fucking head at point blank. So
that's what I tell people: dead men tell no tales, and that's what lawyers are for. Fine, take me to jail. I got a lawyer. They're on my property. They don't belong there.
I say it all the time. I've got 3 abandoned mines right around the corner. All I got to do is walk through the woods.
They might arrest me, but they're going to have a hard time proving that I'm guilty of not defending my own territory.
Nope. I will walk that motherfucker, drag their body through the woods, dump them in the cave. I happen to know that there's bobcats and bears in the area, and it's almost that time of year they'll eat anything. They won't find much left.
I've got 6 packs of coyotes out on the farm, so
yep.
A couple of days, anything laying on the ground's gone.
Pretty much. Pretty much. It's a feeding frenzy, and anything that's got meat on it will not have meat on it. And there'll be so many teeth marks on the bones that probably won't be able to identify it anyway.
And it's bad because we've got a coyote den in a pond, and we can't even get rid of the den because of the natural habitat.
Oh, that sucks.
Fish and game would be all over my ass.
Well, I mean, as long as you're careful about it, I guess.
So we just shoot the dogs and let them lay, and then they eat themselves. Survival of the fittest.
Oh shit! Detecting Daddy posted a video. Good for him. That kid's doing really good for himself now.
Who's that?
Detecting Daddy.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, we bailed him out for that 1 month with the first fundraiser.
Yeah.
And about 3 weeks later, he ended up picking up a new job where he wasn't making enough to survive, but it was close. So he was still losing money every month, but not by much. And after about 3 weeks of him being there, the big bosses realized his record with his old job, and they were like, "Oh no, we've got the perfect job for you." And he got like 2 promotions that same day.
Good.
So now he's actually making more than he was, and he's doing good for himself.
You know, that was a comment I made in the first auction. You know, sometimes people just need a little bit of hope.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, and after I was talking to him, I'm not even exaggerating. That kid, I'm not even kidding, was 2 weeks from getting evicted and being homeless. 2 weeks. So when I saw that thing, when I saw the fundraiser do as well as it did, it just that's what made me go, okay, we can do this every month.
And it's the downside is those are the people who fall through the cracks in the system.
Yeah.
You know, and that was really kind of what the welfare system was designed to do, was just to give somebody some support to get on their feet.
Right. And now it's just abused. And that's why, honestly, I think it should be better funded to filter out the abusers. I honestly think it should be a limited of 3 months. And then you have to go and reapply and go through the whole routine again and be vetted for every little fucking detail. Because if you can't find another job in 3 months, even a minimum wage one, something's sketchy.
Well, it's too convenient to give everything you got and just let the system work for you.
Yeah.
You know, and if they would actually have a work program where you had to go actually earn it, they would get rid of a lot of the people.
See, I've actually suggested that to the mayor in my town and another town that's adjoined. And I sat there and said, look, I was like, you want to save some money and save some face and look really good? You know, you have your different food stamp programs and whatnot. Yes, I know it's run through the state. Talk to the governor, since you have their ear. Here's a suggestion. Look at all these park and rec employees. Make these people who are on welfare, give them the opportunity to go clean the fields. Empty the trash cans at the high schools. Do all the janitorial work. Give them a chance to earn a paycheck and earn what they're being given until they can get on their own.
Put somebody in front of a paper shredder, give them 3 hours of paper shredding for a day. That's not going to kill anybody.
Right, just something. There's plenty of work that you can take off of overtime from a state employee or a local government employee or whatever, which will surplus the budget huge.
You know, in an office career, there's all kinds of stuff that can be done on a low budget just to help somebody get their feet on the ground.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And part of the downfall of education is they're not equipping our kids to actually have enough drive to go out and seek employment.
No, they're not. It's just become a fucking minion. Here's a drone. Watch TV all day and do nothing. Expect everything to be given to you.
I've got an 8-year-old niece that got her grade docked on an assignment because she wrote her name in cursive. And I'm like, how do they teach these kids how to write checks anymore?
Yeah, right?
Don't they do that? I mean,
some schools don't even teach it anymore.
That's a pretty basic level knowledge skill that any young adult should have, is how to operate and manage a checking account. I mean, that's
no argument there. No argument there, man. It's just sad. We're just crippling ourselves every year, and it's every fucking liberal snowflake and idiot that's just trying to take away the common sense out of today's society.
Have you gone with a child to watch them get their driver's license in the last couple of years?
No.
You need to do that. That'll be an eye opener for you.
Oh, I know. I just renewed my license, and it just made me laugh at some of the ones that were there.
they have the new computerized systems that have trick questions in them, and these
Yep.
kids can't answer the questions. They take driver's ed and they can't pass the driving exam.
See, that's another one, honestly, that I think should be done when you renew your license. I think you should have to go for another test. I know it would be a pain in the ass, but you know what? There's a lot of people who forget simple laws and they build up bad habits.
Yeah. A lot of people can't drive.
Well,
Even
that
though they
too.
get behind the wheel, they don't know how to drive.
I mean, you get your driver's license, all you got to do is to pay to get it renewed, and you're good to go. Well, what happens if you happen to have some kind of eye problem and you don't realize it?
They do that here. You have to take the visual eye exam when you get your license renewed in Kansas.
Nope, they don't do that here.
They do here. And if you don't pass it at the DMV, you've got to go to
just go
and get an actual eye exam.
Yep, you just go, you pay the money, they take a picture, done. That's it. End of renewal.
Not here. They also have a 5-question battery that you have to answer all 5 questions correctly before they'll let you take the picture.
Well, I mean, that's a start, I guess. I don't know. I think it should just be a renewed abilities test. You should be able to after 5 years to parallel park. You should be able to back into something. You should be able to actually operate in wet conditions. And as far as I'm concerned, if you live like in an area like me where you get snow 5 months out of the year, you should have to be certified in driving in that kind of weather. That should be a mandated skill.
Definitely take a lot of drivers off the road because a lot of people would fail.
Yeah, well, it would change traffic and it would change a lot of things. And I think honestly, we should be changing our laws as far as like the state police. Like the biggest law that I would love to see enforced on the highway is merging. Merging and allowing people to pass who are moving faster. If these idiots would get out of the fast lane and let the people just pass, traffic would be alleviated by like 40 or 50%. And you got all these retards who drive the speed limit or just over and still stop the flow of traffic because they're blocking everybody who's moving faster. It's just, there's so many stupidity things that just need to be reprogrammed in our system. Yeah. We've all become used to it, and it's just like, oh, well, that's just what it is. Well, no, it's not. It's a problem, and nobody's addressing it.
I got stopped for speeding one time, and the officer was going to write me a ticket, and I said, "You can't write me a ticket." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because I was driving around an erratical driver, and it's my prerogative to break the law to ensure my safety. So I'm not breaking the law.
I'm driving defensively."
And he looked at me and he was like, "I'd like to see you make that hold up in court." And I said, "Well, write me the ticket."
Right.
I said, "Other than that, don't write me a ticket because I'm going to take it to court. You're going to lose."
Yep.
Like, well, you broke the law. I said, "Yeah, but you know what? The law doesn't apply in an emergency situation."
That's right. Prove I wasn't in an emergency situation. Oh, you're not there with your footage? Well, then I guess this is invalid.
I said, "What you need to do is go waste my time and go after that idiot driver that I was getting away from."
Right. The one that was tailgating me and trying to practically ram me.
The guy was trying to run me off the road because he was inattentive driving.
Yep. And then you show up and all of a sudden they take off and play nice until you pull me over. It's a broken world. What are you going to do?
Yep. I had a buddy of mine that worked for the state, and he was on a dump truck in a construction zone in a state truck, standing on the impact brace on the back of the dump truck. They've got those 30-foot bumpers that they go behind.
Yep.
A woman was reading the newspaper and ran right into the back of the dump truck, broke his neck in 3 places.
Yikes.
It's like, where in the world does it say in the driver's manual that it's okay to read the newspaper driving down the highway?
Well, there is technology that they're trying to perfect, and it's basically it's a sensor that looks for your eyes to make sure you're watching the road.
Yeah, well, and the state didn't want to pay his medical expenses. He was on the clock, and I was like, "How do you get away with not doing that?"
Yeah, I was on the clock, hit on the job. No. Either way, who wins that lawsuit?
Well, nobody wins because the driver should be the one that should be accountable for it, and all they did was write her a ticket for inattentive driving.
You see, that's the fucked up world. Now, your friend's got to go and sue the state to get paid and get taken care of for life or whatever.
Yeah, he's on.
And then the state's got to go after the person that hit the car. Why can't it just go right to the person?
Well, the car's insurance ties it up in litigation for 3 years, and then they try to wormhole out of having to pay the expenses on it.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the taxpayers get stuck with the bill because it's in litigation.
Yep. It's such a fucking broken world. I just don't fucking get it. I mean, seriously. I mean, if your insurance only covers, $300,000 and you've got, $500,000 in medical bills plus whatever, you win a $700,000 settlement. All right, you got $300,000 that's paid out of your thing. Now you get your money, tacked for the rest of your life until you pay the $400,000.
Yeah, I carry.
It seems logical, but no.
I carry $900,000 medical on my full coverage policies, and then I've got an additional $1 million liability rider on top of that.
Right.
Because if I get sued, my liability insurance is going to pay it, not me.
That's the problem, is that you got a lot of them that are out there that are even known for purposely causing shit like that.
Well, and what people don't realize is that $1 million rider is $250 a year.
Yep.
That $1 million liability rider. That's cheap compared to getting sued and losing your ass.
What's $20 a month?
Nothing.
And it compared to never having to worry about it ever. Go ahead. Sue me. Whatever. You're never going to get more than that. Because I'm not deliberately doing anything, so.
$20 a month is peace of mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have somewhere in that range myself.
You're pretty much
happy. So I see that we have 3 people watching and still nobody talking. All right, who's the lurkers?
I'm watching. So if you're watching, who's the other person?
Well, I'm actually not watching, but.
Oh, I've got it running in the background.
Nope.
Got the YouTube page on mute, and I've actually got the chat popped out.
Nope, I'm not on YouTube at all. Tis not I. I actually got to go to the post office Monday. I supposedly have a bunch of shit in the mail coming for the next auction, which is nice because I literally had 2 items donated from the last auction. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of sucks. All the shit that I had on the last auction, we had to actually cash out from the fund to go buy just to keep it going. And the second one was a good 2/3 of it was the same way. No, unfortunately, people don't want to donate, which is fine. I mean, as long as I'm turning a profit on the coin that we buy to sell, and the funds are still growing, I really don't care.
Yeah.
So, you know, who knows? We'll try and make it magic work, and we just keep it going as best we can.
When's the next auction coming up?
The first Saturday of every month.
Cool. So you got a couple weeks yet anyway. So
yeah. Well, that's why I'm trying to. I have, you know, like the couple items on my channel right now that I'm auctioning, but I'm doing a full silent auction instead. So I'm trying to trying to see if I can work it differently. So I can just literally do a 1 minute video on each coin and go, okay, here it is. Here's the obverse. Here's the reverse. This is the coin. This is the year. Check it out. Get a good look. All right, starting bid is X.
Yeah, give them a 10-day window, and whoever gets the highest bid is 2 days, and call it done.
Close it, and that's it. Right. Now, if it takes off and it's successful like that, I may do the community fund like that as well. Just because then people don't have to sit through 5 hours of a video to find that 2 or 3 items that they really liked. Because then it's just like eBay. You just go on, you click on it, you check it once or twice a day, and that's it.
Yeah, Stacy didn't understand that auction video, and I explained it to him. He's like, damn, that makes a lot of sense. I said, yep. It's pretty simple.
Well, that's why I'm trying it out and trying to see if it'll work. And to me, it just makes a lot more sense. I find it a lot easier.
To me, it's just easier to throw some money at it. There you go, Bill. Keep the wheels turning for another day. Here you go.
Well, the ones that I have up now that aren't, they're not from the fundraiser. This is just my own personal.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what people don't realize, you know, I'm using my gas, I'm using my time, I'm using my envelopes and my flips and my packaging materials, and that's all coming out of my pocket to ship all this shit. The fund isn't paying for that.
Your postage was add up.
Well, no, the last one I did, I had people include the postage to cover it, because the second one I paid almost $250 out of postage.
I don't doubt it.
Just because we did a lot of the coin albums and stuff, the bigger stuff, proof sets, and it was just so bulky. I had to send everything in packages.
Yeah.
As where the last one, I tried to do everything as just individual coins. I can put them in a fucking flip and send them in an envelope. You know, 70 cents instead of $5 a package adds up real quick.
Yeah, Kathy and I spend out about $50 a month in postage.
Yeah. And I was doing so much at that second one, I was just like, nah, no more. I was like, I'm going to try and stick to individual coins.
She's gotten so big into that soap stuff that we ordered a miter box for her to cut her soap bars in.
Yep.
That just came in today, so she's up in Michigan at her folk right now for another week. If she gets home, she'll be able to get back into her soap groove.
Yeah. So my next thing is I'm probably going to start pouring for myself. I don't know if Bella's ever going to fucking come back at the pace it's going right now, so...
It just takes time.
No, her mom's fucking playing head games on the other side.
Yeah, well, the new baby, so... That'll wear off.
Yeah, now that the new baby's there, I mean, that may change in the near future. And I feel like the biggest piece of crap, but honestly, and I caught myself saying it the other day, is like, I really hope she gets postpartum like she did with Bella and takes off again. I really do. I mean, I know it would devastate Bella, but the difference is I'll take custody, and I would never prevent her from seeing her when she gets her head straight.
Right.
That's the only reason why she even sees her now. Because when Bella was a little over a year old, her mom took off for almost a year and a half. Just gone. Not a phone call, not a nothing. Just gone.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Like that, you have kids.
And then she's trying to chastise me like I'm some bastard for snapping on Bella one time. in 10 years.
There's Andrea.
Andrea's in the house. I haven't seen the comment yet come up.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube side. Just if you dropped in to say hello, smash the like button.
Hello, Miss Andrea. How are you? Wow, chat is slow on StreamYards today. I still don't see it.
Yeah, StreamYard has its moments when there's a lot of activity on the StreamYard server. It tends to go to a creeping halt, or if it works at all.
There it is. Hey, Andrea, how are you doing? Yeah, it shows you how long it was. I just got it. How you doing, Miss Andrea? Hopefully you all had a good day. Hopefully your daughter's doing well. Say hi to Mike. And good night.
Yeah, I hope the things are going really well for Deborah.
I got 2 coin shows to go to today. I got a lot of people asking me to look for a lot of different things, and it's just like, geez, guys, you're killing me here.
You need one of those whiteboards you can put on your chest.
I keep notes, dude. I do. I've got a stack of index cards, and I'm always writing down notes. Like, there's one. Notes everywhere.
That's what I told Stacy. He said he'd like to get a couple coins, and I said, "We'll just email Phil."
Yeah.
He's got a coin dealer there local, and there's every possibility that guy's got something that you're looking for. So.
Yep.
He's anxious to get back home. He's back out on the road again. So.
Yeah. Well, I can't say I blame him there.
That's a job I wouldn't be able to deal with.
Yeah.
Tractors today, and he went to a tractor dealership, and they wanted to put 3 full-size tractors on his truck and a 28-row double planter drill. And he's like, "No, he ain't putting all that shit on my truck."
Right.
It's way over my weight capacity to start with, and number 2, it ain't gonna fit.
Yeah, it's size and weight, dude. Sorry, against the law. Nope. It ain't your license, buddy.
He got into it bad enough. He told him to unload the trailer.
That's what I would have told him. Just take it off. I'm leaving.
And the guy got sideways with him, and he said, "Hey, if you don't take it off, I'm strapping it down, and I'm leaving with it."
Yep, then it's mine for free.
It's mine. It's on my trailer right now. It's mine. And the guy got shitty with him, and he had to get shitty back with him. Finally, they fixed the load and loaded it the way it should be.
Yeah, just people think that they can control you. It's like, no. Just because you hired me does not mean you owned me. And there's not a company in the world that'll tell their employee to break the law. Not a smart company, anyway.
Well, and that's just it. They don't think about the laws, and he's dealing with it every day because he's on the road.
Well, that's exactly it. That's like people who chastise cops. It's like, you don't deal with the scum of society every day. You don't know. I mean, maybe you do because you're scum of society that hangs out with scum, but it's a very big different story when you're trying to stop them.
Not just that, but you having to deal with the public on top of it. That's probably half of the problem is all the people that are gawking.
Yeah, I've got a cousin who posts like all those anti-cop videos, like, "Oh, look at this cop's beating the shit out of him. He's abusing his powers and blah blah blah." And I'm the guy who will sit there and go, "Okay, well, where's the footage before him? When they first showed up, where's all the shit that wasn't shown of him assaulting them before? Where's all the stuff you don't see?" Well, there isn't anything. Well, then how can you say that they're breaking the law? What if they already know the guy's already tried to attack them and other people?
Thank God for body.
You don't see that part. You just see what the assholes want you to see on the footage. Just like every other fucking anti-cop video out there.
Yeah, I love cops. Stop, I'm going to tase you about 10 times, and then they flip out when they get tased.
Yep.
Pretty simple. Cop asks you to do something, comply with it. Even if you don't agree with it.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've seen videos that he's posted, and I'll be the first one to sit there and say, now that one I would call justified bullshit. That one I would agree, that shouldn't have happened. But very rarely is that the case.
Yeah.
Like you've already got them on the ground and they're handcuffed and you decide to punch them in the face. I'm going to back your play on that one.
Well, just like anyone else, though, even cops have bad days.
Right. Now I get that. I do. And I would 100% back that. But if you're just going to post videos that you don't see the whole story, how can you sit there and cry wolf? Like, you just don't know.
Some of these repeat offenders probably get what they had for, too. The last time they got arrested was probably violent. So.
Yeah, it's just a broken world, man. It's just these people are fucking repulsive.
If you don't break the law, the cops won't bother you.
Yeah. Well, duh. I've watched so many things go on in my days, and I've seen so much. I mean, I've literally showed up where I was in the middle of an intersection. Now, mind you, I had my rifle, my 308, that I was just dialing in at a range at 1,000 yards. Do the math. I do know how to shoot. And I just had this thing dialed in and was driving home one day, and I get to an intersection, and I'm not even bullshitting you. There's a guy with a knife to his girlfriend's throat, and there's one cop there. So I draw my sidearm, and I covered him, and he's like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I'm covering you till you get back up. You can't do that. Yes, I can, actually. It's called the Good Samaritan Act, and right now somebody's life's in danger, and I'm trying to protect society as a whole. I can do that as long as I don't discharge the weapon. As a secondary to that, that's called deputization. You can deputize me until you have backup. Now, mind you, cop number 2 and cop number 3 comes over, and I put my pistol away, and I sit there and look at them all. I was like, would you like me to end this situation right now? I could kill him in a fucking heartbeat. I could disarm him if you want and just shoot him in the shoulder. I won't miss. What would you know? Well, let's see. 8 years in the Marines. 2 of them I was a scout sniper. And I've got a rifle that's dialed in at 1,000 yards less than an hour ago in my back of my truck. I think I can manage at 100 feet. What's up, Silverman? And they gave me a bunch of shit. And they were just like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And I was like, if I'm deputized to you, yes, I can. I'd be acting on behalf of the police department, and no, you cannot use my fucking rifle.
You can do what you want to, whether or not you have to get a court trial for it is a different deal.
Well, that's what I mean. If I'm brought in as a deputized, officer for the scenario, I'm acting as a policeman at the time, so they don't even have to. It just stops there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Silverman, what's up, buddy?
Actually, get the American law in California.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's a broken world, my man. It's a broken world.
It's sad. In California, if there's a cop getting their head kicked in, you can't even stop to help them.
Yep. I don't give a fuck. I've got family that's cops. I've got friends that are cops. If I come up on a situation and the cop is in need, I am coming locked and loaded, and I will cover your ass. I don't care.
That's just when you get family conflict.
What's up, Silverman?
How's it going, man?
I think you got an echo there.
That's true. I mean, We're just gonna go through the desktop set.
Nope. Later.
I think he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. Where did I put my fucking pliers? Where did I put my
I did
fucking
security
pliers?
for a while, and I did a gas station in Kansas City, Missouri. And a week after, the day after, I put the cameras in that station, they got robbed. I was like, stupid asses.
That's too fucking funny.
16 cameras caught that guy robbing the gas station. They didn't want to film every which way from Sunday. Like, you're a douche.
Yep, I got to do my homework though. I want to see how much of a cost over profit margin, like I was saying on my earlier stream about refining, like 925 into 999 for silver. Yeah. I want to see how much that'll cost, because knowing that my supplier, my shop can pretty much provide as much as I want to get, it's intrigued me. Where the fuck did my pliers go? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I hate those moments.
Ugh. And they only usually go in like 2 spots. That's why I'm like really getting mad. It's got to be on this desk somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna get fucking really angry now. Found him. Pushed in the drawer way in the back. Son of a bitch.
You have to start indexing things still.
Well, no, what it was, it because it's black handles. It was on top of a small black pad, so I couldn't see the fucking things. So you bet your ass that black pad's coming out tomorrow. That'll never be an issue again. Nope, nope, nope.
Spend you $5 in Harbor Freight and get you one of those magnetic strips and put it up there on the wall.
I actually thought about that. I was going to put it right under the shelf that's like shoulder height, this one here.
Yep.
I was going to actually put it right under it because it's almost eye level still. It's like perfect. I did think about that. And I can put the screwdrivers, the pliers, and all that shit. Oh, man. So I got to hit the coin shop. Not the coin shop. The coin show's tomorrow. And, well, today, technically. 5 hours they open. I think my goal is going to be to go hunt down some Canadian large cents again, because there seems to be a very huge draw on these fucking things.
Popular item.
And if I can catch a bargain price like I paid for all the ones that I've got up for auction, because I just bought 15 of them to go in auction. And every one of them that I picked up with, other than the 1908 and the 1907, were all 1900 and earlier. I can get them.
My book is still until, well, besides the F, I need 1870s and then half of the 80s. And other than that, the book's closed.
I can certainly get them. I mean, I can.
That's a price depending.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have at least, not necessarily full liberty, but at least some liberty.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my biggest push I think I'm going to go with is I'm going to start like auctioning off these little items, like I'm doing with these large cents. This way, I mean, it won't go for a huge ticket, most of them, because most people will just be like, I can get it cheaper, which is fine. I don't care. Because I'll just get another one and pull it up. If I see that there's a lot of bids for it, I'll get another one of that item.
Yeah, I would think a half hand would be pretty popular auction item. Because they're kind of getting to the point where they're rare too, don't they?
Yeah, they're getting there. See, the beautiful thing that I talked about with my LCS guy is I can literally go to him now, and I can look in the glass case, and these $200, $300, $400, $500 coins if I really wanted to. I can go to him, and I can say, all right, I'm going to throw this up on the auction. Put this on the side for me, and he'll literally pull it off his shelf for a week. So that way, if it's sold, he'll just go, here you go. So I can literally reserve the coins without actually spending a cent, which is nice. So all I have to do is go to his shop, record the couple seconds of the coin, and that's it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a tour in that shop.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I can bring my laptop. I can bring my scope. I can pack it all up in a backpack and bring it there. So it's not even a problem.
There are a lot of people who don't have access to that shop.
Well, that's why we're talking about doing possibly the next fund auction at the shop. And this way I can just, all right, well, I know these are popular. I mean, and just sit there and we'll, stop for a second. All right, what are you guys looking for? And then just go with like a general consensus and go, oh, okay, grab 5 or 10 of them and go, all right, here's what's up. Obviously, I'll sit there and go, all right, pull it out of the flip so you can't see how much I'm paying for it. Start the bid at, and have them just write down the bid price, the min, the buy-in.
Yeah, well, it won't be time to go down there. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Don't start that story. It's more contagious.
Indeed it is. I gotta go and order my next shipment of flips and shit like that in tubes. And I know a lot of people who can't get them easily, so I may sit there and offer it up for people too. And usually I'll get a discount where it's like 20% off, so 15-20% off adds up when you're buying $150, $200 worth of tubes.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, I can order individual coin tubes. I can get them for like 30 cents a piece. But when I order them in bulk, I get them for like 24 cents. And that adds up real goddamn quick.
Did you see the price of gold Friday?
No.
It dropped to $1,400 an ounce.
Wow.
It's gold's really gone way down last couple days.
That really pisses me off considering I just bought this.
It'll go back there.
No, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's no big deal. It sucks because I just bought that. That's my first ever gold coin that I bought.
Usually when you get a big drop like that, it'll come back stronger.
I mean, I'm not going to sell it. It's just going to sit there. It's never getting sold for hopefully ever in my lifetime, but what are you going to do?
Stack it.
That's right. Well, that's what I mean. Like I said, I'm gonna try and get a hold of Backyard Scrapping and a couple of the other guys who do all those chemical treatments. Like Backyard Scrapping, he's been doing it for so fucking long. I'm just gonna sit on the phone with him and be like, look, what's your operating cost to go and process silver? Is there an actual profit? Is there not? I don't care about the time frame. That doesn't bother me at all.
No.
That doesn't bother me at all. I'll fucking go buy if I can sit there and literally double my value of my cost for silver to the 99 fine, then great. Because I know my dealer, I can buy 925 silverware and shit for spot all day long. All day long. And if I can go and refine that shit to 999s and then go pour it, why not?
Yep.
I mean, I'll refine this shit, and then I can just sell it as silver powder if I really want, and let the other pourers just buy it for me by the ounce.
That's what I was talking to a buddy of mine about yesterday. He started collecting cars to scrap. And I'm like, there's no money in it. And he took a car in yesterday, loaded down with junk. He had 3 tons on a trailer, and he got $145 for 3 tons. And I said, you got 2 years of accumulation in that trailer for nothing.
Yep.
And you have to move it 4 times.
Yep. Yeah, there's not money in a lot of shit. But that's what I mean. Like,
if you were to take the aluminum out of it and melt it into bullion, you'd get $70 a freaking bullion for it.
Yeah, you have to strip it down to the raw, pure scrap for you to get even the highest amount out of that item. Because if you go and return scrap wire, if it's not stripped, you're not going to get shit for it. You won't get copper for it. You'll get fucking like a quarter.
Yeah, I get number 2 copper prices for just scrap wire. But I'm pretty lucky I've got a guy that buys premium prices from me.
Yeah.
But he knows that I'm not bringing him stolen shit too, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the shops, or not the shops, the show tomorrow, and there seems to be a huge draw with the fucking copper. Huge fucking draw. Like, I just don't get it. Like, if I can find more of these 1 pound bars, you bet your ass I'm gonna buy them all.
Yep.
Because I sold 5 of them, and I won't divulge how much it was, but I definitely made a profit. I mean, honestly, I can go and order 30-foot lengths of 1x1 fucking square copper and just cut it into chunks and go, here you go. How many pounds do you want? I'll mail it to you.
Depends.
I can order 1.25 by 4.5 flat stock and literally cut it to 8 inches long, and it'll fit perfectly in a flat rate box, one of these little flat rate ones, like perfectly in 1 brick. I'll be like, here you go. If you're just gonna melt and that's what you're looking for, there you go. I got you, no problem.
Yeah.
3/9 fine copper. There you go. Melt away. Have fun. And all it'll take me is about 2 minutes to set up the automated chop saw and just let it cut 40 billets out of it. I may end up taking that route. I mean, if that's the case and I make enough profit, I'll fucking design my own stamp. I mean, it's soft enough. I'll just sit there at work, put the stamp on, bink, there you go. Now it's a certified my bar. And I'll run it on the fucking grinder just to cut the sharp edges off. There you go. You happy?
Yeah, all you really do is get one of those Arbor Freight. That stamp is pretty easy too.
I've got a 30-ton press at work. I don't need it. I've got a full working tool and die machinist shop. I've got everything you're pretty much gonna need. I've got fiber laser welders, micro welders, you name it, I got it.
Yep.
CNCs, lathes.
That's why I don't have a job like that. I think go home and be playing with the machine.
Yeah, I've got access to all that stuff, so it's just a matter of whether I want to play that game or not. I mean, it'd take no time to get some flat stock, put a rounded edge bit on the machine, and just run it around the lathe and just round the edges out so it's a nice beveled chamfered edge that way there's no sharp edges on it. And there you go. Here's my own bar. Sure, I poured it.
Never mind the ink on the back.
Yeah, right. Oh no, are you kidding me? I'd sit there right there and buff it, so it would be mirror finish too. Here you go. And everything we have there, you know, we have to have the buffing wheels and all that shit for the stainless and all that stuff. It's got to be mirror finish when we put them in the machines.
Yeah.
So I got all that stuff too.
I got to do a video on that one of these days. I've got an old boiler spindle drive.
The stand-up ones, the big ones.
It's just the bearing race with the shaft on it for the belt, for the air cooler and the boiler.
Yep.
And it's got a 1-inch diameter shaft that's about 6 foot long.
Right.
And a wire wheel on one end, and then I've got a big bucking pad on the other end. And it's got a 1-volt electric motor. And I've got all the roux and all that kind of stuff to go with it.
Right.
So, and polish all the copper black and all that crap.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm trying to figure out what route I want to go. Because I was thinking about actually spending the money, because I don't have the equipment to do it, and going and literally having a coining company make me some dies. So I have a 2-sided die set, and I can just go and stamp my own fucking rounds at work.
That'd be fun.
And then you'll have, the full relief, like the Zombucks that are mirrored and shit. I can stamp it to that quality. You know what I mean? I can make shit like that, and then I can have my own fucking coining.
That'd be fun.
And all I would have to do is pour myself some silver rounds, polish them, and then stamp it. Done deal.
No, you got access to a CNC. You can do micro polish on it.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem is if you can't really get the relief and the detail if you don't laser cut it.
Right.
And I just don't have the laser cutter to actually cut the steel. So I'd have to have that, done external. I mean, it would cost me like $800 to have that made for the pair. Now, if I sit there and did it out of copper rounds, I can just order, instead of fucking pouring it, I can just get a 2-inch round bar of copper, cut the blanks, you know what I mean? Machine it so it's the right shape, polish it, and then stamp. No pours necessary.
Well, in that case, too, you get a set of dies and use a 30-ton press and punch the blanks right out of the pocket.
Yeah, I don't have the stamping press, though. I just got the hydraulic press.
That's what I'm saying. They make you can actually flip it right out of the flat.
Yeah. I mean, I can order online. I can just order, if I really wanted to, like the silver and the copper polished rounds already. Like literally just order the fucking things, take them out of the fucking tube, stamp it myself, and call it a day.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. Running them through a punch, punching them out, and then roll it back down into a fresh sheet.
Well, no, it depends, because if you're going for like a proof-like finish, they'll stamp it all out, but then they've got to go and polish them first, and then they go and you put the dye stamp on afterwards, because otherwise you won't get the finish, because you can't stamp that finish into it.
Right.
But that won't bother me. I mean, honestly, it really won't. If I got to polish the coin regardless, whether it's before or after, why not polish it before when there's no detail on it, and then stamp it once and call it a day?
Yep, and then you get the interference like the pandas and all those ones and stuff.
Correct. Yeah, I also thought about just third-partying it and just ordering the shit directly from them and going, all right, order me 100 of these and we'll go from there. So I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. It's problem is that third-party cost that I'm not about. I'd rather save my people as much money as possible. That's why I'm thinking I'll just try and do the 99 fine refining. Because I can sit there.
If you
I can sit there and do that. You know what I mean? That's just like a hobby. And just do that on the side and stock up all the silver powder and then just start doing melts, you know, kind of like silver dragons or whatever. I just got to learn the ins and out. I mean, I can go watch the backyard scrapping videos again and do my homework on it, but I mean, it's not a big deal to go buy hydrogen peroxide and whatever type of acid and then the second acid, and that's it. I can deal with that. And then all I need to do is figure out what the neutralizing agent is, and then it'll be perfectly fine to go get rid of.
Well, you already have it, so it's not like you get home to pull the drought off the metal.
Yeah.
The pure metal as it is, so.
Yeah, it's just a matter of going through the routine. You know, once I figure out how to do it, if I'm making money, you bet your ass I'm gonna do it in bulk. So yeah, I mean for literally, I could take one Saturday if I've really got the money and the time. And unfortunately, where I am with the winter, you can't really do a bunch of it outside, and I don't have an outdoor shack to do it in because you'd need it to be heated, I would assume. Although he uses, oh, maybe not. I mean, he uses like just coffee mugs, coffee heaters from like a coffee machine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just a little hot plate. I can set that up and let it run all fucking day and not care. The only problem is when it's Arctic cold, it really wouldn't do very much. So I'll have to do the research on that. I mean, that may be something I can set up a little station at work in and do it that way.
Well, no, that's all the resources. You probably take that forge and set it on a timer and let it heat up before you get home. When you get home, it's ready to do something with it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even use the forge until the weekend when I had time anyway. But like, you know, being able to sit there and I may actually be able to do the processing at work, believe it or not, with the chemicals. Because we do have a ventilation station because we have a printing room.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's all like pretty fucking nauseous smelling ink and all that stuff. So we've got an isolated room with all the chemicals and the vent hood and the vent station and all that stuff. So I could essentially set up, you know, a little 1 gallon tank and just let it process in there at work. Just stick it in the corner. The vent hood never goes off. It stays on all day.
Right.
And just throw it in there, and then every day go in, stir it up, or whatever I got to do while I'm sitting around doing nothing at work anyway. Play Dr. Science and just keep it going, you know? I don't know. I got to look into it. It's definitely intriguing.
Well, they definitely got the chemicals out there to do it with, and if you're in a ventilation hood, you won't have to worry about the fumes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, during the warmer season, I mean, I can go out into the barn and set up a table out there and just leave it out there year round, all summer, and not care. I'll set up a workstation out there.
My best friend does his own board etching. He builds two-way radio display.
Yep.
And he builds his own circuit board. And he's got all his own circuit design and all his components and stuff. Got it down to a full science. He had somebody building display cases to put the boards in and whatnot, and it's got a liquid crystal display on it.
Nice.
So, but he uses an inkjet printer and prints his copy of the circuit board, and then puts it into his acid bath dish